A few months ago, Mixshow 360, as well as the Justo's Mixtape Awards' new owner, DJ Slayer, and CEO, AR, were on the scene to visit an historical spot in Queens, the Hollis Hip Hop Museum, which also doubles as a restaurant, Hollis Famous Burgers. Owner Orville Hall sat down with Mixshow 360 host D.Bail to talk about the importance of unity in the community, his humble beginnings, and also the backdrop on one of hip-hop's most legendary areas, Hollis, Queens, home to famed group Run DMC and so many others. Since this interview, the museum has closed down temporarily, but the Justos and Mixshow 360 salute and support Mr. Hall. His efforts and his positive contributions are not only for hip-hop, but his neighborhood as well. Check this out.
Specialist D.Bail representing for Mixshow 360 courtesy of the Justo's Mixtape Awards. I'm live right now in Hollis, Queens at the historical Hollis Famous Burger with the owner, Mr. Orville Hall. It's an honor to be here today, brother. How you feeling today?
Welcome, man.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yo, I mean, we're happy to have you here. You know, the Justo Awards. Justo and I actually was pretty good friends, you know, coming up. At the time I was director of marketing for Adidas, and we got involved with Justo, and it's just my pleasure to have y'all here.
Thank you, man.
In what we're calling now the Hollis Hip Hop Museum. All right.
I was gonna say, this reminds me of a museum because it's just so historical, man. We got the pictures, we got the Adidas, we got the jackets. I mean, I feel the spirit in here, man. Like, how did you come up with such an historical establishment?
Well, you know, first of all, you know, Hollis is like one of those small town neighborhoods where I went to school here, 192, met Jam Master Jay in music class. He played tuba, I played snare drum. But, you know, years later, all of our friends are still here with their kids, So it's a neighborhood that has 3 generations at all times. You know, so just in my travels coming back home, I just noticed the lack of resources in Hollis. You know, I don't have to explain to anybody the glory days of Hollis, you know what I'm saying? Coming to Hollis and seeing Russell Simmons on the corner, Hurricane, Jam Master Jay, then all the extended friends, Houdini, Fat Boys. Hollis had its glory days, you know what I'm saying? Ed Lover, working with, you know, Run DMC doing a pilot with Ed Lover for him to get Yo MTV Raps, FUBU creating a line, LL jumping on board. Hollis was just the mecca, the hotbed for music and for the cooperation, the cooperation between the artists in the neighborhood, and it was just a great time. So I started coming home and noticing the lack of resources and decided to do something. Thank God I had the resources to do something, and the first part of it was like a 3-stage plan, basically. The first part was just to build something in Hollis that Hollis could be proud of again. You know what I'm saying? So we built this restaurant literally with the hands and sweat from people from the neighborhood. Physically really had the neighborhood come in and build a restaurant, so they took ownership. Second stage was to remotivate the neighborhood. So we launched the restaurant July 4th, 2008. February 2009, we launched the Hollis Hip Hop Museum to rave reviews from the New York Times. So we've been blessed since the opening of this, and I think really because it's a true story. This is not made up. This is not, when you look at the pictures on the table, this is our neighborhood. So when people come here, they feel the real of this, you know what I'm saying? We've had every celebrity from Vin Rames to Snoop Dogg, Lil Jon did his video here, Nipsey Hussle did a video here, BT filmed 5 episodes of The Deal here, the History Channel filmed the history of hip hop here, VH1's filmed behind it. So this is behind the music for 50 Cent here. So this is like becoming the mecca of hip hop, and all it shows is that we've been waiting for something of our own. You know what I'm saying? The third stage is to create something that's going to regenerate money into the community, to start rebuilding, and that really is the beginning of this ball game. You know what I'm saying? That was the vision from the beginning, to create something to start rebuilding the neighborhood. So the restaurant was to make the neighborhood proud again. The museum was to remotivate the neighborhood. Now September 11th, we launched the groundbreaking of the Hollis Hip Hop Walk of Fame. You know, and that is going to be directly to start rebuilding Hollis first. You know, we know every community in every country probably have their own problem, but it's time for everybody to go home. Go home in your neighborhood and see what you can do in your neighborhood. Because we, in our own neighborhood, actually know the good things, the bad things, the things that need improvement, the things that need to be addressed right away. And we know the young men, which is usually the part of the equation that make people not go in these areas and help. Because all the young men look like hoods and thugs and all that, but these are children. Half the dudes that stand out in front of my restaurant, some of them I brought home from the hospital as newborns. So launching the Hollis Hip Hop Walk of Fame is going to rebuild Hollis. And once we rebuild Hollis, we're going to start using the funds generated from it to start helping out other neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And I would say hip hop neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop is all over the world. You think if every entertainer, athlete, right now, the black community has the richest population ever. Now think about if the richest come home to support our smartest, which the young dudes behind us are our smartest. They are born into this computer generation. I seen a 3-year-old the other day going through a phone. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I hope to accomplish by this. Not just a neighborhood accomplishment, but a world accomplishment. I want the world to see what you can do if you go home. If you go home, not somebody else, you go home. So, you know, we're here.
Essentially, that's even deeper than music itself, man. So I'm very, very happy to hear that. I want to talk to you about memories that you've had here. What would you recall to be some of your favorite memories since you've opened up?
In the museum, I mean, just, you know, I put something on YouTube, you know, as a part of my strategy. My background is marketing. I was director of marketing for Adidas, marketing manager, different positions, PR manager in Adidas. So I held different positions. I was global marketing consultant for Fila, director of marketing for Polo Ground J Records. Made Polo Ground and Fila merge at a certain point, and I handled all of Fila's urban marketing through Polo Ground artists. So I've had experience in different levels of creating strategies. So just to create a strategy and watch it blossom is probably the most exciting thing. The video I put on YouTube to sort of show what we've done in the last 2 years. I titled "Build It and They'll Come." You know what I'm saying? Like the Field of Dreams, but this is our Field of Dreams, Hollis Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? So literally, that has probably been the most exciting thing, to create a strategy that you see working in front of your eyes. People, just you guys are here, the Justo Awards. You know, people like this I've seen have a vision, create a strategy for it, and execute it. And that's what we got to show the world. Is like the game is in the execution. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you plan, whatever you dream, whatever you are hoping to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? Execute it. You won't know if it pans out until the end of the strategy. Not the middle, not the beginning. You got to get to the end. So I think that, you know, I could tell you a lot of highlights. Snoop Dogg pulling his tour bus up here. You know what I'm saying? Vin Rames serving back here and looking up, and Vin Rames is standing there. You know what I'm saying? Baby Boy. You know what I'm saying? Little John doing his video here. Nipsey Hussle doing his video here. Just everything, man. The people, like, because this is a community, like I said, a small town. You know, it became home base now. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of Hollis crew that's moved all over the country. But now they know when they come back home, like probably 3 years ago, you would have rode through Hollis, if, you know, coming from somewhere else, you wouldn't have seen nobody you may have known. You know what I'm saying? But now that we have this, it's home base. They come home. They come here. We're able to see old friends, old family, and they know where we are. So there's a lot of highlights, I think. But I think the main one is just seeing it work. Because I know, like I said, my journey's not over. And like I just said, my achievement won't be complete until we start rebuilding this neighborhood.
Who better to do it than a hometown man that's here, that knows the community, he knows the kids, he knows the adults that's around. I mean, I work with at-risk youth, so I know that everything starts from the home base, you know?
Yeah, and even me, in where I reached in my career, a lot of people would probably thought I was nuts to put a hold on that. But let me tell you, man, it's very satisfying to create a business that'll make money. Any business owner that creates a business need to try to make some money. But it's great when you create a business that starts to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because the money will come, you know what I'm saying? But the work you put in to build a business, you know what I'm saying, is the satisfaction. Is the satisfaction. So, like I said, we're very happy with where we're going. We just had an article in XXL this month. Last month we was in the Daily News 2 times.
XXL.
Yeah, you know, go cop that. Gotta eat. So like I said, build it and they'll come. And they started coming and they're continually coming tomorrow. We got a whole tourist bus load of people coming from Japan, you know, that we're going to host. So it's just great. It's just great to see people come back to the neighborhood, because what I know is that this is what's going to help me to accomplish what I start out to do, is to help my friends, family, and kids get some resources over there.
And that's deep, because a lot of kids, you know, they see the rappers of today, they see the athletes, and they inspire to be that. But you're an entrepreneur, you know, and start your own business. So now you can have the kids in the neighborhood looking up to you saying, wow, maybe one day I could open my own restaurant, you know? So it's deep.
And like I said, when I said the first stage was to build something that the neighborhood could be proud of, it was just that. We built this with the gates up. You know, say they seen every flaw, they seen every stumble, they seen every high, they seen every low. So if nothing, when these little dudes around here go to bed at night, they know that we work